In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on November 7, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Portland Trail Blazers versus San Antonio Spurs. 2 teams from the Western Conference looking to edge closer to the .500 mark will face off in Texas, each seeking to secure a much-needed win. The Portland Trail Blazers are hitting the road to challenge the San Antonio Spurs on Thursday night. In their previous matchup on Monday, the Trail Blazers defeated the New Orleans Pelicans with a convincing 118-100 victory, overcoming a 1-point underdog status. The Spurs, meanwhile, come into this game after a road loss to the Houston Rockets on Wednesday night, part of a back-to-back series that concludes with this contest. San Antonio's last outing on Monday saw them fall short against the Los Angeles Clippers in a 113-104 defeat, missing the cover as 4-point underdogs. Historically, the Spurs hold a slight edge in the regular season series with a 95-92 record over the Trail Blazers, including a 116-100 home win in their most recent clash on January 26, 2024. Portland will once again be dealing with some key absences, as defensive specialist Mattis Thybulle is confirmed out and Shedon Sharpe remains questionable. On the Spurs side, injuries continue to affect the roster as both Devin Vassell and Jeremy Sochan will be unavailable. San Antonio is playing the second night of a back-to-back, and Sochan, the team's second leading scorer, is set to undergo thumb surgery this week, impacting the team's offensive depth. The Spurs have been struggling to generate easy scoring opportunities, especially from beyond the arc, where they rank as one of the league's weakest three-point shooting teams. The Trail Blazers, sitting 2 games below the .500 mark, have performed admirably on the road this season, securing notable wins over teams like the Clippers and Pelicans, and narrowly missing a victory against the Suns. Although Portland's shooting efficiency has been inconsistent, they boast a variety of scoring threats and have shown steady improvement on defense. It's been difficult to confidently back either of these teams this season, but Portland enters this game with momentum and extra rest after their Monday night win, compared to the Spurs, who are closing a back-to-back series. While the Trail Blazers may not be a dominant team, their recent rest and offensive potential could give them an edge in this contest. Though backing Portland on the road doesn't come without hesitation, betting on San Antonio as a favorite in the second game of a back-to-back presents its own risks. The Spurs have had recent lapses, such as blowing a 70-point lead to the Clippers and then suffering a 27-point loss to the Rockets. Betting on the Spurs under these circumstances seems unwise, so the Portland Trail Blazers to cover the spread as underdogs is our full-game side pick. Both the Trail Blazers and Spurs have struggled to find consistent offensive rhythm this season, and their shooting inefficiencies have contributed to this challenge. Both teams also tend to play at slower paces, with Portland ranking 19th and San Antonio 26th in the NBA's pace of play. Additionally, both teams have had issues converting around the rim, which suggests a low-scoring contest. Given these trends, under the projected total is our full-game total pick. Minnesota Timberwolves versus Chicago Bulls. The Minnesota Timberwolves are set to head to Chicago on Thursday night for an East-West matchup against the Bulls. Currently standing at 4-3, the Timberwolves are looking to build on last season's success, where they reached the Western Conference Finals before falling to the Dallas Mavericks. The Chicago Bulls, meanwhile, are in the midst of a competitive battle for second place in the Central Division, chasing the division-leading Cleveland Cavaliers. Minnesota enters Thursday's game with a complete lineup, while the Bulls are dealing with notable absences. Starting guard Lonzo Ball remains sidelined, and Chicago is also monitoring the status of Zach LaVine, who could be a game-time decision. Additionally, Josh Giddey's availability remains uncertain as the Bulls play on the second night of a back-to-back. If Levine and Giddey both participate in Chicago's Wednesday game, it's possible they may sit out against the Timberwolves. Chicago's season has been marked by a high-tempo style of play, but their defense has struggled, often allowing more points than they score. The Bulls rank 11th in scoring, but with a field goal shooting percentage that places them just 22nd in the league. Minnesota, by contrast, ranks 20th in scoring but boasts impressive shooting efficiency, currently 6th in the league for field goal percentage. While the Bulls hold the 6th best three-point shooting rate, they face Minnesota's formidable three-point defense, which ranks 3rd in the NBA. With a 4-3 record, the Timberwolves are coming off a dominant victory over the Charlotte Hornets on Monday, where they led for nearly the entire game. Their well-rounded gameplay, particularly in defense, rebounding, and fast break opportunities, makes them a formidable opponent and a real threat on Thursday. In contrast, the Bulls suffered a tough loss to Dallas on Wednesday, missing 2 core players and coming off a grueling back-to-back. Chicago may struggle to keep up as they work to establish their team identity. The Timberwolves have shown glimpses of their potential this season, and their performance against the Hornets on Monday suggests they're beginning to hit their stride. The Bulls, on the other hand, are dealing with a slump and face a quick turnaround following a blowout loss. Given the difference in rest, health, and recent form, the line might have been expected to favor Minnesota by a larger margin. With the Timberwolves being healthier and boasting a deeper roster, they seem poised to take advantage of a tired and injury-depleted Chicago team. Though the Timberwolves have been inconsistent this season, with a 2-5 record against the spread, they have a rest advantage, while Chicago lacks key players and is fatigued from consecutive games. The Bulls managed only 99 points in their previous game, and without Ball and Levine, it's difficult to envision a significant offensive improvement. Thus, the Minnesota Timberwolves to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Bulls lead the NBA in pace, with the over hitting in 5 of their first 8 games. Although the Timberwolves rank 24th in pace, Minnesota's slower tempo is expected to set the tone for this game, particularly with Chicago playing on short rest after traveling back from Dallas. This pace discrepancy has contributed to the projected total points line gradually decreasing, making the over an appealing option. The over has hit in 4 of Minnesota's road games this season, so we anticipate that Thursday's game will continue this trend, making over the projected total our full game total pick. Utah Jazz versus Milwaukee Bucks. The Utah Jazz are set to face off against the Milwaukee Bucks on Thursday in an NBA showdown between Eastern and Western Conference teams at Milwaukee's Pfizer Forum. This matchup pits 2 teams eager to improve on slow starts, each seeking momentum for their seasons. Utah, with a current record of 1-6 straight up, 3-4 against the spread, and 3-4 for the over-under, is coming off a high-scoring victory over the Chicago Bulls, winning 135-126 on Monday. Although the Jazz have struggled overall this season, they have shown resilience on the road, achieving a 1-2 straight-up record and covering the spread in 2 out of 3 away games. Meanwhile, Milwaukee also holds a 1-6 straight-up record, is 2-5 against the spread, and stands 3-4 on the over-under, having narrowly lost 116-114 to the Cleveland Cavaliers on Monday. The Bucks have struggled on their home court, holding a 1-4 straight-up record and covering the spread only twice out of 5 games played at Pfizer Forum. Last season, Utah came out on top in both of their encounters with Milwaukee, winning and covering the spread in each matchup. Over their past 10 meetings, the Jazz hold a slight advantage with a 6-4 straight-up record and an impressive 7-3 against the spread record against the Bucks. As the Jazz head into this game, they will be without Jordan Clarkson, who remains sidelined, but should benefit from the return of key player Lauri Markkanen. On the Bucks side, K.A. Tris Middleton is also out, and star forward Giannis Antetokounmpo is listed as questionable due to an ongoing thigh injury. Given Antetokounmpo's importance to Milwaukee, it's crucial to check player availability before tip-off, as his status could significantly impact the game's outcome. While the Bucks still possess enough talent to compete effectively at home, they are currently underperforming, falling short of the high expectations set for them. The Jazz have been notably poor this season, often failing to cover the spread, but Milwaukee's disappointing performances have arguably been even more surprising. The Bucks have struggled to close out games and have shown defensive vulnerabilities, which have contributed to persistent rumors of potential trades if the team's form doesn't improve. With Antetokounmpo dealing with an injury and possibly limited, the spread becomes even more interesting, especially considering Utah is likely to have both Colin Sexton and Lauri Markkanen back on the court. Consequently, the Utah Jazz to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Utah is expected to continue capitalizing on Milwaukee's poor perimeter defense, especially from three-point range. The Jazz rank 14th in the NBA in three-point attempts per game, and they could be inclined to take even more shots from deep in this matchup. After scoring 60 points in the paint against Chicago, Utah could potentially add 50 or more points in the paint against Milwaukee, who struggles defensively around the rim. The Jazz have one of the fastest paces in the league, ranking 6th with an average of 102.3 possessions per 48 minutes, while Milwaukee is not far behind, ranking 9th with 101.3 possessions per game. If Antetokounmpo suits up, the total points line for this game could be set too low, as both teams should generate plenty of scoring opportunities. Even without Antetokounmpo, Milwaukee should have little trouble scoring against Utah, who ranks last in defensive rating and struggles to force turnovers and protect the rim. Given both teams' up-tempo styles and Utah's defensive weaknesses, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.